Well, good afternoon, good evening, West Ham fans, Russ, the West Ham Network. Hope you are all safe and well this fine Tuesday evening. I bring to you an emergency little news video. And it seems the keeper Hokey Cokey, that is West Ham, hasn't ended as ex-WHU employee, and actually not just ex, some other journalists, Henry Winter, amongst others, have suggested that West Ham are back in for Mads. Now, let's look at the timeline. Pretty much throughout the whole of this window, we've been led to believe that Mads Hermansen or Zion Suzuki were the choice of what we wanted to as our goalkeeper. Then the narrative is that it's not these two. They're two. Well, no. Start. No. Because that changed. The story did change. Victor came on the horizon. Actually, Michael Cooper came on the horizon in Sheffield, the Sheffield United goalkeeper. Then Victor from Botafogo came on. I don't know why I'm doing the accent, but he came on the scene. And we bid €8 million and that type of thing, and that was rejected, and belief that about €10 million would have worked. Yes, this morning we got this afternoon we got the here we go. Although we didn't get the official here we go, we got. Let me bring up what actually was said, because that's where is it? Where's the actual thing that was said? Obviously now I can't find it. I should probably have got this really at the beginning, but don't matter. There we go. Okay, so Fabrizio said on his tweet, and again, you got to, and that's what we said when we put the video up, the Victor, sort of all you need to know. Here we go. Almost, it said. And that's what Fabrizio Romano said. He basically said on his tweet that West Ham reached verbal agreement to sign John as new goalkeeper for Botafogo from Botafogo, €10 million deal, almost agreed, with final details being sorted. John agreed terms and the deal is almost signed. Documents being checked, and then here we go. So it's not John Victor, or Victor John, here we go. It's so it was on the way, and we're led to believe that it's still, it was, on the horizon. It was still possible. But according to ex-WHU employees last update, it says it appears that the John Victor, I'll call Victor, I prefer Victor than John, deal is very close to being agreed. The transfer terms are almost there, and it's just how the fee will be paid in terms of breakdown installments. The personal terms are said to be close as well. As soon as this is finalised, the player will head to London. The move has come against what the recruitment team and coaching staff, what it seems. With Mads Hermansen and Zion, or they call Dion on the article, Zion Suzuki, which is spelled wrong as well on the website, also being their preferred choice. Suzuki's valuation seems to have put them off, and they will still hope they could make one more push to sign Hermansen, who we believed was too expensive. But then the narrative came out that actually it's because Suzuki or Hermansen wanted to come in and be number one rather than compete for number one. We don't. People, if anything, this shows that people don't know their arsehole from their elbow. It's true, because you've got all these layers of stories and then backtracking of stories, and anyway, as it says, in what it is thought that when the recruitment team wanted us to try one more time to try and get a deal, when Leicester, even though the offer we made and what Leicester want were quite far apart, talks today seem to be getting closer. We hinted this could happen in our update yesterday. Another interesting twist is that when the top source, and we know who the top source is, wouldn't confirm today that Victor John was on his way. Is it Victor John or John Victor? They've put both in this article. When asked whether it was true that the Brazilian was a done deal, the top source replied, "I can't comment on what may or may not happen. We are trying on all fronts, which does give an indication that potentially they're trying to get Mads. We've also heard from another source that talks have in fact continued with Leicester and that there has been positive progress with the deal. So there could be another twist of events coming, but there are also a couple of others targets we're looking at. So it is the Hokey Cokey. You have your Victor in, your Victor out, in and in hand. Hermansen'S all about it. It doesn't paint West Ham in a good light. I think personally, it looks like we don't know what we're doing, which might be the case. If this Victor is an elaborate smokescreen, it's an extremely elaborate smokescreen, very similar to anyone who's wrestling fan, the Seth Rollins injury angle for SummerSlam. It's like that. It's like they're using, and we know we've done this before. We've put in bids for players as a sort of incentive to get the team that we want to buy the player from to reduce their terms and stuff like that. We know Leicester have already got the replacement. They've already got Begovic in there as well as number 2, and they're moving the number 2 up to number 1. So literally, with Newcastle getting Ramsdale, maybe Man United are after a keeper, potentially, but there's not many more takers in the Premier League for a keeper. Most people got their keeper sorted or have got a new one. The likes of obviously Man City have got James Trafford now, if everything, and Edison, I believe moving on. Obviously, Liverpool got their goalkeeper situation sorted. Arsenal, to some extent, got their sorted. Chelsea are keeping Sanchez. So the number of, Brentford, they got rid of Flecken but brought in Keller. So most of the other clubs have got their goalkeepers sorted, apart from West Ham, or a second goalkeeper sorted. I genuinely don't want. I have no idea what's going to happen. In all likelihood, we've got a lot more news coming out about Victor signing, but the fact is, the way that Fabrizio Romano put that tweet out, it wasn't a "here we go, he signed." It is we've still got a few bits to do, and then here we go. And we know that football clubs, we know that agents use the likes of Fabrizio to get stuff out there. As I said, they got the likes of Henry Winter, respected journalist. He's just tweeted out that West Ham continues to talks with Leicester. Where's he got information from? It's the smokescreen upon the smokescreen upon the smokescreen. As I said, it's like that meme of "It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia" when they've got the corkboard out with the pictures and the red tape. That's how it feels like at the moment, and it doesn't. I don't think it puts us in a very good light. We look like we don't know what we're doing, and I really believe that we don't know what we're doing. And if anything, it actually shows that potentially we're not joined up. And again, the assumption is we're not joined up in our thinking in terms of behind the scenes. There was a report came out that that Casper, the friendly goalkeeper coach, was keen to get Victor in. So we don't know. We just don't know. But according to the latest reports, Mads' deal is not dead. And similarly, I've seen reports on top of that saying El Canous could happen as well. So it could be that whether it is 45 million pound double deal could still be on. The crazy world that is West Ham. It is a soap opera. I mean, the fact is, and again, we look at everything with a pinch of salt, and we look at every rumor objectively. Some are like, some players I want us to sign, same as everyone. But when you've been linked for almost 200 players, and we are, I think about 197 players we've been linked to now. We know 90% of them are bullshit. We know that. And then with the ones where, as I said, Hermansen is someone who is a viable person we could bring in. And so he's Victor. I could see that happening. He's young. I mean, people go, he's 29. I think Schmeichel was 27, 28 when United bought him, and they sort of, I think, we bought Areola at 29, 30. Fabianski were bought about 32, 31, I think it was. So it's about the age to bring in a goalkeeper who could compete for a first spot. Obviously, someone like Hermansen is a lot younger, and you've got a lot more. He could be your goalkeeper for the next 10 years. Look, no doubt there'll be another twist. By the time we wake up tomorrow, it might be all sorted with Victor or Mads. I think it's one of them two. Although we got Victor Johansson from Sheffield United, who's a bloody good keeper as well. I know he plays not Sheffield United, Stoke. Now I know, and obviously Cress is at Stoke now as well. So anyway. Confused? Me too. If you like what we do, don't forget to like, comment, share, all that good stuff. And as I said, if you keep an eye on the channel, we'll try and bring as much news and reports as and when they happen. I'm hoping this week on Thursday, so probably Friday, we'll put up a My Hammers 11 with an ex-player. I'm hopeful. I sort of think we've booked it, but I don't know. That makes sense. Also, don't forget, we've got the Trevor Brooking signed 1980 FA Cup shirt for the Lexi fundraiser. Everything raised in that goes to Lexi. We don't take the price of the shirt. That's what we do with the other raffles. That's not a case here. We've donated the shirt for the appeal. So, and I think we're on about £20,000 in terms of the GoFundMe. I think we're up to about £500-600 on the shirt for Trevor Brooking, which is fantastic. But until later, my peeps, take care.